Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another Redline restoration. And if you can tell, this is different from a Hot Wheels Redline. Or a normal Hot Wheels Redline. Most Hot Wheels Redlines don't have this thing in the back. Well, this is called a Revver. These were made from like in 1972 to like 1973 or 74. Somewhere around that time period. So, well, this thing's missing quite a bit of pieces, but hopefully you understand. So what you do is, well, when it worked, you like kind of turn this wheel by doing this, and on the bottom would have a rubber band, and it would spin, and then you would press down on this, and then the thing would just shoot off or whatever. So, yeah. Clearly, it doesn't do that much anymore. Well, I already went ahead and took this off. It's been off for a while since I got it. It was kind of confusing how this worked, and before this even came off, I was wondering where all the rivets were. And after I took this off, surprise, they were hiding under this plastic part. So that's kind of sneaky there, Hot Wheels. Glad I found that. So I'll go ahead and drill the rivets. I was tapping the the rivets. Something kind of came loose. Never happened to me when I would restore these kind of cars. Yay! That's fixable. I can fix that. No problems. Oh, come on. There we go. Woohoo! Now you can see all of it's finally taken apart. Yeah, pretty corroded. That's going to be taking a bit of a bath in the lime away. This, I'm just going to wash up. It's going to look pretty clean then after that. I'm still thinking about this little bit here that's broken. But this here, doing pretty good. Don't want to do anything to it. Want to keep that protected so that it doesn't turn out like the other ones I see. The rubber on these wheels are cracking, but they're still on here. So I think I'm going to keep those. I'm just going to wash this. I'll think about a rubber wheel for that. This seems to be kind of like rusted on or corroded on. Either way, it doesn't move freely. I don't know. I'll probably just put that in the stash of Redline wheels. And here is the body. Yikes. Heavily corroded. Just wash this up in the water. Strip the paint off. You can see the mirror here, a little bent, so I'll straighten that out. And then put this in the lime away. So go ahead and strip this paint off. Well, after taking the base out of the lime away, I washed it off with some water and used a wire brush to kind of give it the shine. It looks pretty good. You can hardly tell it was even corroded. I'm good with that. All that's needed now is to bring the silver back onto this wheel and to get a new wheel and axle for this side, since the other one here popped out and is like all one piece. So and then washed this, I don't know what you'd call this, propeller engine. Wash this up, looks pretty good. Probably gonna have to maybe use a silver paint pen for these back wheels also. And I let this plastic part sit in warm soapy water, and it looks pretty good since what it looked like before. It's all dirty, and all the dirt was in these little nooks and crannies and all that stuff, and it was just really hard to get at. So there was that, and this paint was a real pain in the butt. it was kind of hard to get off. The paint stripper I let sit overnight and hardly did anything. I mean, it kind of softened the paint up a bit when I used a hard brush to take it off that I usually use, and it did pretty well. Then I had to use a wire brush, so there's that. Also, I was wondering if it's because of all this kind of corrosion that maybe got in the way of the paint stripper. I don't know. The mirror, pretty sure it's the left side mirror. I kind of bent that so it kind of look symmetrical to the other one. So there's that. I'm gonna dip this in the lime away for about maybe like 2-3 minutes. Take it back out and use the wire brush again. So I'll go ahead and do that. Sitting in the lime away. Let's go ahead and try to find a replacement wheel and axle for this. I wonder. Ooh. Hey. Well, look what you know. Got a Revver right here. Don't mind me if I'll steal this from you. After going through my junkyard, found this. Really nice. And no, it didn't come this shiny. This is from my paint pen. I think I'll just use this and pop it right into the base of this one. I think it'll fit. So I'll go ahead and use a Dremel to get that out. Well, the wheels seem to pop out, so that was pretty quick. And then I test fitted this, and it seems to fit pretty well. Still a little loose though. Maybe that's the reason why the original one came out. But I'm gonna glue that in. I think it will look pretty good. So all that's left on this base really is that it needs to be touched up with some silver paint there. Well, putting this in the lime away was a pretty good decision. Did pretty well. Like, no imperfections or bumps or just rough areas, except for what seems to be probably pitting maybe. I forgot how challenging it was to get these wheel and axle systems for these Revvers glued back onto the base. Ugh, so painful. Well, looking in my Hot Wheels guide, in the Revvers section, I only have a few Revvers. Some of them are the really kind of rare ones. Well, I only have one kind of rare one. It's the Burning Box. I kind of like it. Not that it's rare, but it just looks very different. Also, the Revvers came with like you can get this camper that would hook onto a normal Hot Wheels car, as you can see here, and it would kind of self-propel the Hot Wheels car. Now this one here, yeah, I'm never gonna get one of these, though it does look kind of cool, but only if I had a few $100s in my wallet. Ah, here we go. Tow and Terror. So it looks like it came in a light blue. So it looks like there's a light blue. So that's what mine was. That's the red. It's kind of cool. And then there's the, oh, that's another light blue. I guess they don't show the dark blue, but it shows dark blue. It's probably most valuable there. I might do red. That's kind of cool. Also, this Revvers tow truck came with, looks like a hook, kind of like what one of the heavyweights Redlines had. So I think I could just buy one of those off eBay or make my own. The hook, I thought that it was like the exact same hook Hot Wheels used on the other tow truck that they made in like 1970. And I was looking on eBay for the reproductions, and I found out that the reproductions and the original hook for that tow truck and the hook for this tow truck are completely different. So that means I had to go and make my my own, and luckily I have a wire here that's just right that would work. So I'm gonna bend this all into shape and make my own hook. I'd say this is gonna work pretty well. It's better than probably buying one online and then having to probably try to snap this or force it into here and eventually snapping this whole thing off. So I'll just go ahead and do that. For the paint, I haven't really decided yet. I'm still thinking, but the two colors I'm choosing between is either a red enamel or a gloss blue, or really just a dark blue, considering that this is actually pretty dark. Now, earlier on in the video, you know how I said that I was going to bring the silver back to these May wheels? That's what I'm going to do. So what I use is a silver paint pen. This one's starting to lose a little bit of its ink, but I usually just go in here and just kind of touch it up. So after a lot of tweaking and bending and reforming, I finally got this. It's not perfect. It's not bad. It works for me. When I kind of move it like this, it gets kind of flopsy and stuff, which isn't good. Kind of loose in there, but when it goes like this, just kind of, you know, just kind of stays there, which is fine with me. But yeah, it works for me, and I'm happy with it, so I'm good for that. Last night, I painted the body red enamel, and this afternoon, I painted the windows black. The thing is though, the leftover black turned out to be a flat black, not a gloss. So, yeah, but I'm fine with it. It's still kind of shiny a little bit. It's kind of dull though, but I'm cool with it. It's the black windows. It's how I wanted it to be. I think this car is actually now ready for assembly. Well, finally got this project done. I say it looks really nice. Still a few things missing though, like this plastic part. Still thinking about that. These rubber wheels, I might change them out later, but I'm not gonna do that now. I'll probably do a video on that a little later on this channel. Still a rubber tire for this wheel. This wheel doesn't move that well as this one does, but it still rolls, and it's not really going to be meant to be played with, so they're going to be sitting on a display case. So I'm fine with it. I'm cool. The hook turned out pretty good. It's not exactly how Hot Wheels made it for the other ones, but it's good. I like it. I'm pleased.